And now, Six Sports presents the Dean Trailways fifth quarter.
Oh, there you go. Got to hit the pose.
Yeah,
we have made it to week 4 of the high school football season. And anytime you have a trophy on the line, there's a good chance it's going to be our big game. Thanks for tuning in to the Dean Trailways fifth quarter. I'm Ian Kress.
And I'm Haley Schoengart. 3 years ago, Grand Ledge and Holt created a traveling trophy called the Jack in honor of Jack Rarick, who went to Grand Ledge and coached in both districts for many years.
Yeah, and it wasn't the only reason this was a special night out in Comet Country. For more on that, we bring in the third member of our team, Tyler Driesinga.
Hey guys, yes, some of the best to ever don a Comet uniform made their way back to Grand Ledge tonight to be inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame. The class of 2024 included the Grand Ledge gymnastics dynasty that won 6 straight state championships from 2008 to 2013, along with 6 individuals. Some of the headliners included 2024 NBA champion Al Horford, a 2004 Grand Ledge graduate, and legendary baseball coach Pat O'Keefe, who was the second winningest high school baseball coach in Michigan history. O'Keefe is in a bunch of different Hall of Fames around the state, but says having so many people there to support him tonight meant the world.
It's something special because you got family and friends. We're in a lot of Hall of Fames. You don't have the entire stands be filled with so many people that have meant so much to you over your course of your career.
As for the game, Holton Grand Ledge were knotted up at 7 at the half. Early in the third quarter, Grand Ledge knocking on the door, but after a tough run bouncing off defenders, the ball is knocked loose, and Holt's Bryson DeSmith pounces on it for the Ram turnover. But later in the quarter, Comets threatening again. They fake the handoff to Anthony Baker and fool everybody, including me with the camera. Brady Williams keeps it, waltzes in 14-7 Grand Ledge. After that, it was the connection between Williams and wideout Preston Bonet that helped the Comets pull away. Williams airs it out. Bonet makes a terrific catch in the end zone. 21-7 Comets. Fourth quarter now. It's Williams with time. He's looking Bonet's way again, and he makes another impressive grab for his second TD. Grand Ledge defeats Holt 28-7 to keep control of the Jack Trophy as Bonet and the Comet offense made head coach Joe Bry proud in the second half.
Preston's just got great ball skills, both sides of the football. Ball's in the air. He's got that alpha mentality if he's going to go get the football, and he did a great job of that tonight. Proud of our quarterback, Brady Williams, coming back in the second half, right, and making some plays for us.
Sophomore year, we didn't win it. We beat it in the districts. We want to keep this here forever. We got to keep this going.
Well, during the summer, DeWitt coach Rob Zimmerman told us the program reached out to a plethora of schools across the country looking for an opponent for this week's game. And tonight, that is how their matchup with Hurricane High School out of West Virginia came to be.
Not only did that fill the gap in the Panthers' schedule, this Redskins team brings in Division I talent to the Mitten State as well, with 10 players on the roster currently holding D1 football offers.
And let me tell you, this game was insane with a capital I. It's a good thing these kids were fired up on Airheads and lemonade. After 3 road games to start the season, this was also DeWitt's home opener, and at halftime, we were tied at 35. Midway through the third quarter, it's going to be Elliott Larner with a burst of speed, and he is going to take it all the way to the crib for a 58-yard touchdown on the first play of the drive. Larner's 9th touchdown of the season puts DeWitt up 49-42, but Hurricane had an answer. Quarterback Noah Velatambi connects with Shalik Hampton, and we're tied at 49 now. Now, this may be the craziest thing I've ever seen in high school football. DeWitt punting, and shortly after the Hurricane returner catches the ball, it somehow slips out and lands in the arms of Trendon Bashore, and he has a clear path to the end zone, putting the Panthers up 56-49, 1 minute into the fourth quarter. Hurricane then tied the game up, and DeWitt got the ball on offense, but the Redskins force a fumble and return it all the way for a go-ahead touchdown with just over 7 minutes to play. We're not in March, people, but this game was madness, and DeWitt did not flinch. The Panthers marched down the field, and Trav Moore gets in to tie this game up at 63 with 5 minutes to play. And for the biggest play of the night on the ensuing kickoff, DeWitt goes with a squib kick and is going to recover the ball to give it back to the offense as Caden Reynolds falls on the ball, and this DeWitt offense is just unstoppable. Larner runs it in, and the Panthers retake the lead with under 5 minutes to play. Hurricane would then face 4th down on offense late in this game, and DeWitt is going to get the stop it was looking for, an incomplete pass, as DeWitt wins an absolute thriller tonight, 70-63, improving to 4-0 on the season.
Holy cow, take a breath, Ian.
Yeah.
Sticking in the blue, Okemos head coach F.A. Scott Amakpour was meeting a familiar foe, the team he previously coached for, East Lansing, and the Trojans running back Jace Clarizio wasted all but 2 seconds to get down to business. First Trojan possession, the Michigan State commit does a little hop, skip, and a do. EL up 9-0. And if you know the saying, it ain't broke, don't fix it, well, Jace does too. 2 minutes later, Clarizio again powering into the end zone. The Trojans lead grows 16-zip. This is why Michigan State head coach Jonathan Smith wants to keep his talents close to home. Check out the shifty moves. Clarizio had 3 touchdowns before the first quarter was even over. East Lansing wins 51-0, the final.
All right, staying with our final CAAC Blue matchup of the night, Waverly was taking on Lansing Everett, who is seeking its first 4-0 start since 2012. And the first score of the game came courtesy of Everett's Javari Funches. A 50-yard run starts the scoring, and wait for the Paul Bunyan pose as he notices our camera. There you go. Shortly after, the Vikings defense comes up with some points. Karan Turnley gets in the backfield, and a swarm of Everett defenders help create a safety for the road team, and the Vikings weren't done cooking there. Najee Davidson fires a strike to Nathaniel Benson for the touchdown. Everett takes down Waverly 48-8 and is now 4-0 on the season. Well, it's time for our first break of the night, but when we come back, we're going to head over to the CAAC Red.
Mason has had the upper hand over Haslet for the last 2 years, so would tonight be the Vikings' night? Plus, Lansing Sexton took the trek into Orioles country. We've got the highlights after the break.
Look for the U.S. Army Fan Zone each week at the 6 Sports Game of the Week. Try your skill at games, win great prizes, and more.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
Than you ever knew.
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training,
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
so you can be all you can be.
My son injured his wrist when he was 17. Then he got addicted to opioids, and it killed him. Mike Rogers has been a champion of the opioid industry. He took nearly $500,000 from them and voted to give them near absolute immunity for the devastation that they've caused. So they send Mike Rogers nearly $500,000, and people like my son get sent to places like this. DSCC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Nobody milks Michigan taxpayers like Angela Whitwer. According to the Detroit News, Whitwer, the Appropriations Committee chairman, was approving state dollars to a company she had a business interest in and wasn't transparent with voters even after she got caught. As our state representative, she's supposed to be working for us. Instead, she's just trying to milk us. Angela Whitwer. If what she did isn't illegal, it ought to be.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Get hot water when you need it with Richmond water heaters. This hybrid heat pump water heater is up to 4 times more efficient than a standard electric water heater. Get it for $1419.99 after rebate. Check out our great selection of durable flooring that's easy to install. Great Lakes waterproof vinyl plank features an attached pad for comfort and noise reduction. Wendon's vinyl plank is $279 a square foot after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Attention auto workers. Kamala Harris wants to end all gas-powered cars. Crazy but true. Harris's push requiring electric only is failing big, and Michigan auto workers are paying the price. Massive layoffs already started. You could be next. President Trump's committed to protecting America's auto workers, standing up to China's unfair trade, fixing the economy, and ending inflation.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
I had already had 4 miscarriages, and in our 5th pregnancy, we were filled with so much hope. At 19 weeks, I received the most devastating phone call. I had a child dying inside of me. All of our options were terrible. But Mike Rogers thinks it's okay for politicians to make those medical decisions that saved my life. Rogers even supported a nationwide ban on abortion. I'm scared that Mike Rogers will continue to take away my rights.
I'm Melissa Slotkin, and I approve this message.
Welcome back to the Dean Trailways 5th quarter. You can't talk about the CAAC Red without mentioning Mason, as the Bulldogs have claimed the league title outright the past 2 seasons.
When was the last time Coach Gary Holton and his crew lost a conference game,
when?
You might ask? Well, that was all the way back in 2021, a few years ago, to Haslet, and those 2 teams met once again tonight. And boy, was this one juicy with a capital J, so buckle up and grab your popcorn.
Will do.
Less than a minute until halftime, Haslet QB Eric Lardy feels the pressure. It honestly looks like he's about to get sacked, but surprise! Wideout Dontrell Dennis is wide open about 50 yards down the field. That's an 80-yard score and would tie things up 14-14. Jumping to less than 5 minutes to play, Mason ahead by 4, but not for long. Thanks to guess who, Ian?
Corey Amakari.
Running back Corey Amakari gets over the goal line and gives the Vikings a 3-point lead. 3 seconds to go, a field goal would tie things up. Colin Winters has got ice in his veins, a 42-yarder, people. Mason would then win the toss in overtime, so on 4th down, Haslet would opt for a field goal, and it doinks off of the right upright. Unbelievable. So any form of points would win it for the Bulldogs. And on 3rd down, running back Gavin Van Kirk delivers the dagger. If you remember, Mason standout running back A.J. Martell wore 26 before he graduated. And I would say that dash into the end zone would receive the Martell stamp of approval. Mason takes this one 30-24. Van Kirk rushed 7 times for 60 yards and 2 scores. An opportunity he's been waiting a long time for.
Gavin is just a really tough kid who decided to come out this year. He didn't play last year, and he's just made a huge contribution to both sides of the ball, and I'm just really proud of him that he got that opportunity. He made some great runs prior to that last run, and he's just one of those guys that's downhill, and he just refuses to get tackled.
Just down the road, Lansing Eastern welcomed in St. John's. Midway through the first, Red Wings QB Bryce Pradle hands it off, and running back Michael Oberlin does the rest. St. John's gets on the board first, 7-zip. Not too much later this time, Pradle feeds running back Brandon Shomish, and he finds the paint. 14-0 Red Wings. In the beginning of the second, Pradle hits the airways this time and connects with Tyson Smith. St. John's picks up the road win, 47-8 the final.
Well, despite being only 20 minutes apart, tonight was only the 7th all-time meeting between Lansing Sexton and Charlotte. The Orioles hold the upper hand in the 6 previous meetings, but were shut out by the J-Dubs 28-0 last year. But the Orioles got the ball first tonight and made sure there would be no shutout. It didn't look like they'd capitalize on the first drive after Lansing Sexton's Tyler Thomas gets into the backfield for the sack. That brought up a 3rd and 29, but on the very next play, Charlotte quarterback Christian Powers hits Colton Carey for a big gain up the sideline, so the Orioles get it to a much more manageable 4th and goal from the 9. And on the next play, Powers buys time and airs it out for Caden Holmes in the corner of the end zone. Mass confusion here about whether or not that was a catch or an interception, but eventually it was ruled a touchdown. The Sexton defense, though, would really bear down from that point forward. The J-Dubs go on to win this one in overtime, 20-14. We have to take our final break of the night, but the fun is far from over. When we come back, we're checking in with the Bath Fighting Bees, who faced a big-time test in Fowler tonight, plus 54 more points in every game this season, and look to continue that trend against Durant.
The Dean Trailways 5th quarter is sponsored by Dean Trailways of Michigan.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards, because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make Mid-Michigan a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
Hi, Tony Young from Young Cadillac in Owasso, letting you know our Cadillac inventory has never been better. If you're looking for a new Cadillac, then Young Cadillac in Owasso is your place to go. Check them out at youngcadillacowasso.com or come see us today.
End of year is coming, with insurance deductibles resetting in January. Now is the perfect time to schedule an appointment with Advanced Audiology. Let us provide you with a customized hearing solution today.
Hearing starts here at Advanced Audiology.
Experience the breathtaking production that leaves both audiences and critics awestruck. Les Miserables, October 8th through 13th at Wharton Center. Tickets available at whartoncenter.com.
Whether you're at home, on the road, or in the field, at Farm Bureau Insurance, we know that you're not just buying a policy, you're protecting a life of experiences. When you're taking care of business, or just taking it easy, the experience matters. Our agents have been using their experience to protect Michiganders for over 75 years. Find out how you can put our experience to work and protect what matters most to you at MishFB.com.
He told us who he was.
Should abortion be punished? There has to be some form of punishment.
Then he showed us.
For 54 years, they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it, and I'm proud to have done it.
Now Donald Trump wants to go further with plans to restrict birth control, ban abortion nationwide, even monitor women's pregnancies. We know who Donald Trump is. He'll take control. We'll pay the price.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Hi, Tony Young from Young Cadillac in Owasso, letting you know our Cadillac inventory has never been better. If you're looking for a new Cadillac, then Young Cadillac in Owasso is your place to go. Check them out at youngcadillacowasso.com or come see us today.
Welcome back to the Dean Trailways fifth quarter. After making our way around mid-Michigan, we're now going to check in on the CMAC.
To no surprise, Pewamo Westphalia is at the top of the table once again this year. They took down Dansville 47-0.
It's their second straight shutout, too. And over at Bath, the Bees were wearing their military appreciation jerseys as Fowler made the trip and looking to improve to 4-0. First drive of the game for Fowler. Jacob Hoffman is going to air it out deep and connect with Brady Feldposh for the first score of the game. He's gone for 6 points. And then on the very next drive, the Eagles offense, it's going to be Hoffman looking to the corner of the end zone and finds Ben Cohagen for 2 of his 3 passing touchdowns on the day. And that Fowler defense came to play as well. Deep shot to Feldposh, and he turns into the no-fly zone, intercepting it at the goal line as Fowler wins big over Bath, 41-0. Elsewhere in the CMAC, Potterville hit the road tonight to take on Langsbury, and we're going to pick things up in the second half. The Vikings had the ball near the goal line as Taylor hands it off to old reliable Keegan Bennett, who powers in for the touchdown. Potterville was hungry for some points tonight as they line up for the 2-point conversion, and Isaiah Walzen finds the space and barrels through a defender to increase the lead to 35-21 for Potterville. And it would not stop there for the Peeville offense. They went right down the field, and Taylor says, I'll take this from here, guys. He gets in for another 6 points. Potterville would shut out Langsburg in the second half to pick up a 49-21 victory.
Meanwhile, Ovid Elsie made another statement tonight in their matchup with Durand. Marauder quarterback Trice Tokar takes the snap, keeps it himself, shedding a tackler, and breaking free for a long touchdown run to open the scoring. And check out the celebration he has cooked up. I guess when you get into the end zone as often as Tokar does, you start to think about what to do when you get there. Late in the half now, running back Clayton Frucci has a big hole and weaves his way for another Marauder touchdown. Ovid Elsie just continues to roll. They toppled Durand tonight 42-7.